Yo, what's going on? This is gonna come as a surprise to a lot of you guys, but I'm making this video because not a lot of people know about my air suspension. That's right, I said air suspension. Now, most of you guys know, but there's a good 10, 15, 20% of people who have no idea either A, what it is, or why my car is slammed on some pictures. So, alright, so what's air suspension? First off, it's a suspension. So, you've got your coils, you've got your shocks and springs, and then you've got some other things, some other variations, but then you got air suspension. Air suspension is basically a combination between your shocks and or struts with airbags. Airbags. And let me show you what that means. Alright, so we're gonna go right under here. I'll show you exactly what that means. Looking in there, you see that bag. Literally, that bag is over your struts, therefore giving it height adjustment. With that being said, I have the pleasure of going up and going down. Now, I'm only down when I'm parked. I don't do it. It's not a very safe thing to do, but it looks good. And then you get what's called ride height, basically the height that you drive in. You get parked, which is usually aired out, is what they call it, which means fender all the way down. And then you get aired up if you're going over bumps, hills, multiple passengers, whatever it is. But that's, in a nutshell, that's kind of what it means. Now, there's a few components to the entire suspension. Usually, you've got your springs, your struts, pretty much it. And then you have your other components like control arms, camber plates, and all that kind of stuff. But minus the bag and strut, you've got a few other things that you don't normally have. Air management, basically what allows you to control each airway, corners of each side, because you have one on each corner. Then you've got the tank, which holds the air, multiple sizes, different variations, that kind of stuff. Then you've got the compressor, which is the device that pumps air in and out. So you got to go into your tank, you've got to go into from your tank into your air lines, which goes into your bags and your suspension. And then last but not least, you got the air lines, which go from and between all those things so that you can have the freedom of being able to put it wherever you want. You have a remote that also controls everything that's connected to your management system. For example, airlift, you've got 3P, you've got V2, different things, and there's technology involved behind that. You can get as simple as no real management system. It can be all manual. You can kind of go up and down. But in most cases, you're going to have it where it controls everything, and you have a specific height or amount of pressure that's controlled on each corner. And I'll show you exactly what that means. And there's quite a few reasons why people do the whole air suspension thing. It started out as a lot of race cars. What I mean by that is being able to adjust on the fly because you have different terrains. And then eventually just got into everyday situations where people just want to have the ability to get over a speed bump. But the whole reason behind it is because people want the car lowered. It gives you lower center of gravity, but it also gives you the ability to have a more dynamic aerodynamics. So again, kind of getting to lower center of gravity. For a lot of people, it started off with the stance scene, so it looks better. You can get rid of the gap. That's kind of what coilovers and new springs are for, but then you have the ability to go back up. Because we've all been there where you were too low and you broke a lip. I've done it like so many times. I've had people that send me pictures. I mean, here's a couple right here. Look. Like, damage after damage after damage. And since I've had the air suspension, I haven't really had that problem, And then you get the wild people who are crazy about it, trying to get the perfect fitment, getting wheels just over the fenders, and all these things. And to each their own. But some people just want to have the dynamics of being able to go up and down. Some people just want to have that perfect fitment where concave or it starts to camber in and all that kind of stuff. So, and I want to thank Viral Brand for the dope shades. So they've got this like transparent black. They're all polarized, so it's actually really nice. One in like a blue, transparent blue. Per usual with every video, I'll be giving a couple away, so comment below, subscribe, don't forget, and then I'll be choosing a couple of you guys. It doesn't hurt, right? Who doesn't want free stuff? Now that we got most of that out of the way, let's get into the fun stuff. All right, to start off, you have what's called aired up. And that means the car is aired up all the way. So, let me show you. So this is the remote. This is literally it. It's 4 buttons top, 4 buttons bottom. Just connects to your management system. And basically you have 4 different desired and another 4 different desired heights, or PSI as you call it. This one down here at the bottom symbolizes the total air in the tank. So how much compression there is, how much PSI there is in there. 175 is the max for me. So you got ride 1, 2, all these different heights. 1 number for each corner. The 2 on the left are the front, 2 on the right are the rear. You've got, so, you know, typically number 1 is what I have as my normal ride height. So, you know, I can drive on this height. If I have more passengers or if I'm going through different terrains, the numbers go up. On the bottom, you've got my 0, aired out completely. You know, this is like my typical parking mode. You've got another 0, so you have different ones. I didn't fill them up all the way. And you have 150, which is air up all the way. So, pressing this, and it goes. So you can see the ridiculous amount of height that's been gained from that. Pretty slick. Same thing with the front. Now this is an extremely awkward, ugly height, and it actually rides awful. Notice, once I do that and my air tank and compressor starts getting into use, that's right, you had that loud humming. So obviously you can hear that humming in the car as well. So you'll see it starts to fill up the tank. 161, 162, and it goes all the way, like I said, 175. Now let me go down to my ride height. So we'll go ahead and click this one. 42, and you know, kind of goes all the way through. Click it twice. Notice it's a little bit better. Kind of what you would, the height that you would have for driving. So this is called ride height. This is basically what I drive at. A lot better. Then you've got the fun one. Which is what everyone sees why I made this video. The slammed. Now I do this for fun. I don't do it because, like I said, I drive in it. I certainly don't. But it looks good when it's parked. So I'll go ahead and press this. You'll see 0 on the front, 37 in the rear. As you saw, exactly as it is. That's how I get fitment to be like that. Tucked all the way through. Now I can obviously get it tucked in more so that this wheel can even go in further, but you know, again, that doesn't look good to me either. Now I see a little bit more as to why the suspension does that. Like I said, I like it. It gives me the versatile experience of being able to switch it on the fly. It usually takes 5, maybe up to 10 seconds to switch it out. But then I can go ahead and leave it parked like this and just have it look pretty. And obviously people want to know how much a setup like this would cost. It'd be anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000 typically. You've got, like I said, the four corners, bags and struts. You can have different combinations, different brands, management, tank, lines, all that kind of stuff. Compressor, but typically it starts around $3 grand. I'd probably say you can probably get it for less if you really go a cheap route and kind of get your own struts and all that kind of stuff, but ride handling and all that stuff might be sacrificed. Hopefully that cleared it up for some of you guys. I know there was a lot of questions about that, big debate, but it's as simple as that. As always guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to comment below why you want to get one of these sunglasses, or just comment below, it doesn't matter. I'm going to choose 2 of you guys. I got 2 of these to give away, but I'm going to go enjoy this day. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.